Naughty good boy. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Ooh. There we are. This is Mummy's workroom. Yeah, say hello. I'll let him go. Ooh. There we are. Good boy. Good boy. Good morning everyone, good afternoon, good evening, how are you all doing? My name is Commander Ellis and a very warm welcome to my channel for this Lionsgate broadcast to the world. That's what Metatron is asking me to say, a Lionsgate broadcast to the world. Let's hear your roar. Let's hear your roar, okay? So who is here and where are you from? I'm not recording this live just because I need to get this done this morning in one go, as it were. But yeah, I'm always overwhelmed actually with the support that I have from so many of you, from so many different countries. We are truly a global and international audience here on this channel, and I'm proud of us. So thank you for all of your support. And yes, I'm coming to you today in an upbeat mood, no matter what is occurring around Lionsgate. There are some tricky energies out there, absolutely, but there are also some amazing gifts and blessings that want to come in. And I had one come into my home yesterday evening at 6 o'clock. Leo, our new cat, arrived. He's 9 months old. He is a ragdoll breed. He is absolutely gorgeous. I know you all want to see him, but he's not quite camera ready yet. I have picked him up. He's fine, but he doesn't want to be handled for too long yet. So I will bring him onto camera when he's a little bit more settled and has got used to us all. But no, he's doing really well. So I could just talk about Leo for the whole video, but I'm not going to do that. But yeah, it's all going well. And of course, perfect timing with Lionsgate. And what's really interesting, actually, the last thing I will say about Leo in this video is that he is nearly a year old, but because of his breed, he's actually really quite small. But he's got a mighty presence, and there's something in that about, for all of us, that sometimes we feel small, sometimes we feel unseen, sometimes we feel as though what we're doing doesn't matter, but it truly does. Every single one of us has got an important role here on this earth. You came for this moment, and portals such as Lionsgate are, number one, an opportunity for us to come together as tribe, but number two, help raise the frequency and vibration no matter what else is going on around us, and hopefully receive some blessings, some upgrades, some new frequencies, absolutely, that are coming into our world. And how these new frequencies are coming into our world, this Lionsgate, can be challenging, can be problematic. There is an energy of wake-up call for many of us. There are endings, which can be very difficult sometimes to navigate, but an ending will always bring a new beginning. So you may very well be seeing in your own life things that are starting to fade out, is how Metatron is putting it, to fade out. And I'm actually seeing a heartbeat that is just starting to slow and get softer. Now, that could be true in terms of people that are passing over at this time, but it's also true with regards to the old heartbeat of old 3D Earth. Now, it's not necessarily that old 3D Earth just disappears. There are people that will choose to stay upon her. But those of us that are raising our frequency and that are ready for new Earth, it's as though her heartbeat becomes less resonant, and the new heartbeat, the accelerated path of consciousness, becomes a stronger pull, and we identify more with that energy of new Earth. And of course, new Earth isn't a place. It isn't a place. It is a frequency. You are new Earth. I am new Earth. We are new Earth. We are building it together. We are not separate and never were from what we call old Earth, and we are not separate from what we call new Earth. So that's how Metatron wants me to introduce this Lionsgate video to you. And I think how I would like to start off is actually a return to the old days. Those of you that have followed me around 2012 when I first started here, what I would often do is just come on with nothing to say whatsoever, blank canvas, and I would usually just use the flame attunement and connection spray, the colour orange, which aligns us to the Metatron energy, and I would just feel for whatever messages wanted to come through without any preparation whatsoever beforehand. There's a time and a place for preparation, of course, with certain videos, but with this one I feel as though I just want to do it in a different way, a more fluid way, and I just want to see what comes through, basically. So let's get to it. I'm going to spray this, call in Archangel Metatron to speak to us, and let's see what happens. Okay, are you ready? Oh, I need to light my candle. I hadn't lit it because of Leo, and obviously it's got essential oils in it, so he probably would have been fine with it, but I just want to light it anyway, separate to him at the moment. Okay, so we've got our this is those of you who don't know, this is an Archangel Metatron attunement and connection candle that we've sold for a number of years. It smells absolutely divine. It's got a smell of orange to it. Those of you that did the webinar with me on, what day was it? Monday this week. You will notice that I've changed my grid for Lionsgate, and that's simply because I felt as though I needed to change it. And I will get to Metatron in a moment, but I want to just say this because it's important. The energy around this Lionsgate keeps changing. So I am recording this on the 6th. It might change again by the 8th, but that doesn't mean that what comes through in this video isn't relevant for the 8th through to the 12th when Lionsgate closes and beyond, okay? Also to say that portals are where two or more are gathered in my name. So remember that it's about community and coming together. And yes, there is some astrology. Sometimes people don't agree with the astrology behind it. It doesn't matter. This is a date that we have marked, 8/8, to come together and do something to raise our vibration and that of the planet. For those of you that don't know, though, Lionsgate basically runs from July the 28th through to August the 12th. It is when the sun is in Leo and there is an alignment with the Sirius star, Orion's belt, and the Earth. So on this new grid, I have got representation of fire, which is linked into the energy of Leo. I have got the Commander Ashtar spray. We'll be calling in Ashtar after Metatron, linking into Orion's belt and Sirius. And I've also got the Earth spray. I've got the depiction of the lion from the Christ Consciousness deck that I created, and it feels quite a I wanted to say empty grid, but it's not empty. what's the word? It's not empty. Simple is the word I'm struggling to find. It feels a very simple grid that I've actually done now. And that is because I'm being told that aligning two frequencies is actually simpler than you think it is. And also that we are best equipped to go through this Lion's Gate with simplicity in our heart. Let us stop overcomplicating everything. We're all guilty of that, myself included. That's what the mind can do. We get caught up with all the questioning, and we're just being asked to come to this Lion's Gate with a simple heart, with a simple mind, with no expectations, with humbleness. The phrase that Metatron keeps giving us, no matter what, we align, we gather, we regroup, we continue to work from our heart, etc. Okay, let's get then to allowing Metatron to come in and speak through me and welcoming his energy in. So the first thing I want to do is just link into the orange ray of Metatron. And just, you can do that too, just feeling the orange energy as it comes around you. And the word that I'm hearing is reaffirming. Reaffirming energy, strengthening energy, aligning energy, supportive energy, loving energy, guidance, mentorship, teamwork, and light. Welcoming energy of Metatron in. Hello to all who are gathered this Lion's Gate. I see you all. I love you all. I know you all. Through many lifetimes, through many generations, through many transformations, through many transmutations, through many alignments, through many paths which have led to that which you were not seeking. See that I do not use the word mistake, because nothing is truly a mistake. Through the labyrinth of many lives, and in particular the labyrinth of this life, I have been with you. I have walked with you. I am with you. I am Metatron. I am your friend. I am your guide. I can help light the way for you and give you the lantern that you seek. This Lion's Gate is special. This Lion's Gate is important. This Lion's Gate has been threatened. This Lion's Gate has been a disjointed run-up to what is an important portal for allowing the energy of peace and harmony to come into your life and into the wider world. And as that opportunity for greater peace and greater harmony centers and arrives, so too there has been and is an ongoing energy that wishes to thwart and counter that positive, affirming energy of unity, light, and forward motion that helps your planet and you evolve. For the energy of war is not just within places. The energy of war is within yourself. The energy of war is within the relationships you have with others, as well as the energy you have with yourself. Where you are not at peace, where you are not at harmony. This Lion's Gate is aiming to help bring you into greater alignment and peace. But hear the magpies call, the duality of this planet, the shadow and the light doing their dance. Which are you aligning to? Which are you listening to? Which are you welcoming in? Which are you truly comfortable with? And this is a question that only you can answer. Only you will ultimately know. Very easy to point the fingers at others in terms of whether they are consumed by darkness or light. But the mirror is firmly placed in front of you right now, this Lion's Gate, with regards to your intentions, your frequency, your vibration, and your very beingness. There is no escape from this moment of truth. And nor should you want there to be. Yet many run from this. Many do not seek true inner harmony and are comfortable in the abyss and in the darkness that is so readily available in your world. I stand before you now as an antidote to that, as a champion of the light, whilst also understanding the role of darkness in your world and in your life. If you seek my guidance and my support, I encourage you to do the inner work, to speak when you have words of wisdom to share, to unite as one, to hold true to the sacred geometry of life. And what does this mean? To remember that life is a creative process, a never-ending cycle of existence, creation, beauty, joy. Every thought, every action ripples out, forms, becomes physical, and it is so important right now that you take charge of your own ship, of your own mind, of your own actions, of your own intentions. Too many are running wild. Too many have no understanding of the consequences of their energy, of the consequences of their words. I am here to help teach you, to help bring you back into alignment with your true soul light, which is always love. And the more that turn to this, and the more that become comfortable with this, and the more that remember this, the faster the changes that are going to happen anyway on your planet will be so. I am not here to just merely ruffle feathers. I am not here to bring change for change's sake. I am here to bring growth. I am here to bring fertility. As a consequence of such, where weeds are growing, where the soil is no longer fertile, there has to be change. And there are great changes to come upon your planet, including during this corridor of time that you call Lion's Gate. You are already seeing some of these changes, and you must not be frightened. You must not give in to the energy of fear. Instead, you must remain free and able to breathe through all of the changes that are to come. I can be your breath. I can be the light in your cells. I can help in ways that you do not understand. You do not need to understand all that is occurring or why it is occurring. That is the mind's request for control. The heart knows where the ship is going. The ship knows that storms will come. The ship also knows that after the storm, the dawn arrives. Remember, the dawn always arrives, even after the most difficult times, in your life and in the wider world. I send blessings out to the whole world. I illuminate the world. I bring forth an army of angels and archangels and cherubim to safeguard, protect, engage, and walk with you. I am also in the elements. I am in all parts of life. My energy can also be put for good into technology. Anything that is of this world is not alien to my energy, nor should it be alien to you. You are not alien to me. You are very loved. You are known. You are seen. You are held. I am Metatron, and all is well. And then I'm seeing, he's giving me the image of an eagle soaring in the sky. And this eagle, actually, is it an eagle or is it a phoenix? I think it actually is a phoenix. It's a phoenix. It's got the most extraordinarily large orange, burnt orange wings. I know I'm sitting with wings behind me, but these wings are of a different level. Massive energy of the phoenix. And the energy of the phoenix mixed with the energy of the eagle, I want to say, is over lighting the whole earth at this time, overseeing the changes that are to come. I'm going to now just move medium because I used various different mediums in my work, and I've got a couple of decks that I want to pull from now. I'm going to ask about the changes to come, and I'm drawn to use the Time Traveler's Oracle, which might take us into the past, it might take us into the future, it could be the present, but there's something about wherever we land with this deck, because it shows places and times and civilizations, that has a meaning with regards to the changes that are to come. And we are particularly centering around Lion's Gate, which there's one flame out, which goes till the 12th of August. So let me just see what flew out of the deck. Wow, can I just say, wow, Sorry to shout, but I'm just getting excited because I'm British. Glastonbury, Britain, magic, card number 26. I want to say, sorry, I know I've got people all over the world, but thank God. In the same way that if you'd seen your country fly out, you'd be saying thank God as well, because I know there are so many problems in so many different countries right now. But ultimately, the problems that we see are reflected pretty much in all countries. But I truly believe, as a British woman in this lifetime, I've had many lifetimes of other nationalities, of course, as have you, but this card shows the return of the energy of Camelot. Can you see there? We've got the noble knight coming out of the shadows, out of the fog, out of the mist. We've got the energy of the Holy Grail, and it says Glastonbury, Britain, magic. It's very Merlin-ish. I asked, what are the changes to come? This is the bloodline. This is the Holy Grail. This is the realm of magic. This is the realm of the unseen. And more. Let me just read what it actually says in the book. It's only a short little message. So it says, in search of a bit of magic. These are the changes to come. And it doesn't mean we're going back 500 years. It means that something is returning as an energy in a renewed form. Ultimately, you know, with regards to the energy of King Arthur, and I've done a whole playlist on King Arthur, and we'll return to it. But there is this thing about King Arthur. He will return when Albion needs him. And I feel as though Albion needs him now. You know, we are in real trouble here in this country. I'm not going to go on about it in this video, but I really feel we are. I will do a UK video soon for you. We need help. We need assistance. But we're not the only country, of course, that needs help and needs assistance with these changes that we're seeing to our lands. So there is a return of magic. So it says, in search of a bit of magic, we step back 500 years to Glastonbury in southwest England. It's easy to see how this evocative, misty landscape attracted the legend of Avalon and Camelot. Everything looks so dewy and verdant. And at the chalice well, we anoint ourselves with its water. We flick the water over each other and feel the shimmering, healing energies sinking into our bodies and souls. Legend has it that the waters of the chalice well sprang from the site where Joseph of Arimathea, the man who assumed responsibility for Jesus' burial, hid the chalice of Christ. Stories describe Joseph becoming a missionary and bringing the Holy Grail with him to England. So it's a place of pilgrimage. But the message here for all of us is there is magic in the universe. The key is trusting in something that you can't see, you can't hear. Of course, you may have doubts, we all do. But magic happens when you can acknowledge your mistrust and at the same time believe. I love that. I love that. Let me repeat that. Magic happens when you can acknowledge your mistrust and at the same time believe. Even if your faith is the size of a mustard seed, it can still spur on amazing things in your life. Faith is the foundation of the ability to manifest. Yes. And there's something here about from small acorns, the oak tree grows. Something that might seem very small that is happening in your life right now, or that arrives in your life right now. There's going to be unbelievable magic that results from it. Unbelievable manifestation. And I am struck by the fact that this beautiful cat has arrived in my home, and he's tiny, and I know he is completely magical, and is a master teacher, and hopefully he'll be with me for decades. But however long he is with me, I know we're going to be going on a journey together. So Leo represents something to me, but also to many of us. So what your magic that arrives isn't necessarily in the shape of a cat. It can be in the shape of anything. It can be a belief, but it's small. It starts small. And it's so important that you hang on to that right now. That essence of magic that we can mistrust and we can doubt and we can think, I'm not sure if this is going to work out. But as long as we also have a sort of belief within us that's coming from another place that it is, it will. So I love that. So we're supported by the energy of Britain. And we are supported by the energy of Glastonbury. And Glastonbury is the energy of the heart chakra, a return to the heart, a return to the sacred isles. I did say in my last video, Metatron was asking me to say, watch the islands. Do you remember me saying that? I said, watch the islands. And I did mention UK. And of course, that can be a reference to other things that might happen linked into geophysical things with regards to, I don't know, volcanoes, earthquakes, etc., particularly other places such as Hawaii, which we talked about, maybe New Zealand, Japan, other places like that. But everything that is happening right now on the islands is really important. Watch the islands. Okay, I'm still hearing that. The card that comes up is the island of the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom. Whatever you think about us, there is a template there, even in the name itself, of a United Kingdom. Take that now into the wider world, a united world that somehow, despite our differences, despite our different cultures, despite our different traditions, somehow it's going to work. And at the moment, we are seeing in many places, including my own country, evidence that maybe it's not going to. So we're stepping into the miracle zone and being asked to step into the miracle zone. I've just looked at what's on the bottom of this deck, and we've got the energy of Mount Shasta in California, and we've got the moon, which says reflection. Now, I believe there is an Aquarius moon the day after Lionsgate. So for whatever reason, we're being drawn to Mount Shasta's energy as well. So I'm hearing not only watch the islands, watch the mountains. I mean, we can also say watch the volcanoes. I'm not going to get into the pedantics of is a mountain a volcano or whatever, it's a dormant one or whatever. But watch the mountains, watch the volcanoes, watch the islands is coming through. The energy of Mount Shasta, very alive, very fluid. That doesn't feel like an energy that you can tap into just when you're standing underneath her. In the same way that you don't have to actually be standing in Chalicewell Gardens or at Glastonbury at the Tor or in England to feel the positive highest timeline vibration of what England wishes to become, what the United Kingdom wishes to become, what America wishes to become. There is a union between USA and UK, and there always has been, and there's something in that. I've also just split the deck, and we've now got the energy of France coming through, Joan of Arc. Okay, I'm just going to let this read go wherever it wants to go. We've got the white horse, the energy of strength. I'm going to split the deck again, and we've got the energy of India, the Ganges River. We could almost go, now we've got Japan, stillness, a Zen monastery. This deck is important right now because what it's doing is it's giving snapshots of all of these amazing different cultures that we fail to recognize. The Silk Road, Inner Mongolia. The fact that wherever we are in the world, we are all protected and we are all looked after by spirit. We've got the energy of Argentina here. You know, if you follow me, you know I don't normally start my videos by sort of wanting to know where you're all from, even though I am interested, but I did that today. And now I'm in the flow of just wanting to give a shout out to all these different places around the world. So we've got Egypt coming through, the energy of Egypt. 2 cards representing Egypt. More than anything, and of course there's many others, Brazil. We could keep carrying on. I think there's something here to do with this Lion's Gate energy, the phoenix that I saw, that Metatron showed me over the whole world, as it were, the whole globe. It really wants to ripple out. There is a real strength, but I am wanting to temper it with no matter what, because I do feel also, you almost don't need to be psychic to say this, that obviously we're right in the middle of okay, I have to give what I'm hearing. I'm hearing catastrophic world geophysical events. But as I've also previously said, that doesn't necessarily mean there has to be huge loss of human life, unless, of course, you've contracted to leave at this time. If we look back at that 8.8 quake in Russia less than a week ago, there were virtually no deaths. An 8.8 quake, it's one of the biggest quakes we've ever had on this planet. Somehow Mother Earth managed to release what she needed to release and purge what she needed to purge without a huge loss of life. Now, of course, that's not guaranteed everywhere, but do remember the energy of soul contracts. And I truly believe, and I stand by, that we go when we are meant to go. And there is no negotiation at the final window. And what I mean by that is there can be other windows where we can maybe dodge a bullet, or, you know, we might have been where something was about to happen or did happen, but we missed the train, or, you know, and so there are these windows that lead up to the final window. And if your final window is basically saying this is your time to exit this planet, and you've already signed up to the fact it's going to be on this particular date and it's going to be in this particular event, it will be so. But if you haven't signed up to that, then you won't. It's as simple as that. And I'm sounding a bit unemotional at this point, and it's not because I am, it's because I'm talking from a soul perspective, because souls don't see death as tragedy. Souls see death purely as an entrance to the next part of their existence, and a beautiful part of their next existence, because it is a point of regeneration, filling up your cup again, becoming whole, etc. And then it's up to you what you want to do after that. So death is not a tragedy at soul level. So I'm just really being shown the whole earth here by these cards, and also by Metatron. Let me just go back and see if there's anything else Metatron wants to say at this point. I also want to bring in Ashtar to this video too. I don't really know why I'm being asked to tell you this, but I'm hearing burnt offerings, but I'm seeing it as resin. There's a type of resin that can be burnt. Help me out in the comments. It's a type of incense or a type of resin that can be burnt that is very purifying. Sorry, I can't quite get the name of it. Copal, he's saying. I have got the name of it, copal. Can I just have a quick look at what that is? I'm hearing Metatron say copal. So what does copal mean? What is copal? Oh, copal essence. Okay, so copal essence is a method of divination throughout history. In some areas, shamans would burn copal incense and interpret the smoke. In others, shamans would cast grains of maize after holding them in the smoke and chanting. Copal, the extraction and use of copal resin symbolises the Maya's harmonious coexistence with nature, where every element of the natural world was valued for its utility and spiritual essence. Burning copal is thought to clear away negative energy. Copal slowly turns into amber after millions of years. Okay, so copal and amber is what I'm being shown. Mostly it stems from the Americas, mostly hailing from Mexico and Guatemala. Okay, anybody who does ceremony with copal, let us know what you're doing with it and its efficacy, because there's a reason why Metatron's giving it to us. I'm reading here, so I'm just looking at my phone. It says that copal helps clean the air. When copal is heated or burned, it produces negative ions and a white smoke, which has a natural antiseptic property, both of which help clean the air. Well, that's interesting, because in my last video on Earth events to come, Metatron gave us an energetic piece of breathing apparatus, which I added to what we call the armour of God. And I didn't quite understand where he was going with it, but I was being shown literally like a piece of breathing apparatus that you would have to put on if you were going into a burning building. Now, it wasn't a physical thing we were being asked to wear. It was an energetic addition to the armour of God. And a breathing apparatus obviously helps you breathe. Now he's giving me the energy of copal, which seems to be about helping to clear the air, purify the air. So there's something with the air elemental which is... well, let's see what's happening with the air elemental then. Okay, so when we think of air, I don't know about you, but ideally air is fluid, it is abundant, it is, you know, we talk about taking big breaths of air, you know, it's bountiful type energy. I'm feeling the air in I'm being shown it in very narrow bands of pressure. Now again, the energy of air pressure, I was talking about the energy of air pressure linking into the flight, the Air India flight 171. I've done a video on that, and I got a message linked into air pressure being somehow involved, an anomaly with air pressure. Not the fact that the air pressure failed because obviously the plane was going down, that's obvious. This was something other. So something going on literally with the air pressure right now. It being tight is the word that I'm hearing, tight. It almost feels a bit like, not that I've ever climbed up to a mountain summit, but obviously if you did and you're at the top of Everest, the air is rarefied up there, you know, and you struggle to breathe without proper equipment. I think I'm right in saying that, or certainly, you know, the higher you go, generally it can be more problematic in terms of your breathing, and it requires adjustment to new frequencies. And for whatever reason, I'm picking this up again. Let me just pull a card on the energy of air, and I'm going to go to the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck by Alberto Villoldo and Colette Barron-Reed and Marcelo Lobos. I don't know what country those people are from, Alberto and Marcelo, but I feel as I'm being drawn to Latin America, Mexico, Brazil, Puerto Rico, that part of our world for some reason. And again, wherever the rainforests are particularly located, is that Brazil? I'm being drawn there. I mean, that they are the lungs of the planet, are they not? And the card that's come up is the energy of the witness. Okay, the witness. So there's something here to do with we have to be the ones that bear witness to what is going on with the energy of air right now, and maybe also to the sacred forests. And it's interesting because, again, if we tie it back to Great Britain, one of the things that Britain is known for is we don't have any rainforests, but it's called the green and pleasant land, England's green and pleasant hills. And I'm not trying to look through Mills and Boon glasses, because it's not all like that by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm just going in terms of, you know, symbolism, rolling hills, what's that Tom Jones song with regards to Wales, the green plains of home or something. It's a lovely song. I'm just feeling the lushness. The one thing we do have here in the UK is a lot of rain, so it's very lush. Right, not now, it's quite a hot summer, but usually it's very lush, it's very green, it's very fertile. You can smell it, it's beautiful walking through the parks, etc. Whereas I'm being taken to another place which feels very arid, and it's as though the trees are not being respected. Not saying they always are here either, but we're just trying to get the balance, the middle way, bearing witness somehow to what's going on around Lionsgate with the forests. So again, I'm hearing now, watch the forests. I mean, I have to say, my heart actually felt so sad the other day. We've got heathland quite near us, and there's been arsonists that have set fire to various bits of land, and there's these idiots basically setting fire to the land. No respect to nature. I think this is also a message coming in with copal, that all the elements have to be in harmony. We have to be in harmony with the elements. So anyway, let's see. I just want to pull 3 more cards from this deck, and let's just ask specifically about any other messages for Lionsgate. I knew that would come out. The Sorcerer. I've talked about this on my previous video. I said, is this Lionsgate being interfered with? And the answer Metatron gave was yes, every portal there is influence for good or bad. Now you see, the Sorcerer doesn't have to be a bad energy. The Sorcerer can be, we've got 2 cards of magic here. It's a question of whose magic is the stronger, the light or the dark. So the darkness can do whatever the hell it wants to, and it will do. But it's, are we tapping into our magic to be able to counter anything that is negative? Because on the bottom of the card, we've got the card of beauty, but it's upside down, so it's like wanting to bring in an energy of disharmony to nature. But the card that follows is the luminous warrior. That's us. We have to be the luminous warrior. Which brings me quite nicely to one of the things Metatron wanted me to talk about this Lionsgate, was that if you think about the energy of the lion, the energy of strength, the energy of courage, the energy of determination, the energy of power, identifying where that is amiss in your life, where you maybe feel full of fear rather than courage, where you feel weak as opposed to strong, where you feel apathetic rather than determined, and trying to do what you can at an individual level to correct that. So there is that thing, isn't there, about if you feel weak and fearful, feel the fear and do it anyway. There's a lady I follow on YouTube, and one of her mantras is, the more you do, the more you can do. And I think there is truth of that. And I think there's also truth in the less you do, the less you can do as well. So trying to just do what we can to help ourselves, whatever that means, in terms of looking after ourselves, making our bodies stronger. Because, of course, the lion is strong because it has a strong body, and it has a strong spirit, and it has a strong soul energy. So it also could be right now that your spirit is feeling weak. You're feeling weakened, whether it be through some type of psychic attack, or whether it just be through whatever has happened to weaken your spirit, to lower your faith. But remember, the message that came through in this video was that even if your faith is just the size of a little mustard seed, it's enough to allow that to grow. Allow it to grow. These are magical times where if we put intention into what we are trying to manifest in our life, we can make it so. So what can you do this Lionsgate to strengthen you? I'm not going to give a shout out right now in terms of what I personally am doing. I might talk about it in another video, but I don't want this to be a sort of, I just don't want to get into it. But all I will say is I've just started to take a new supplement yesterday. So I've just taken 2 now, and it's based around, you know, greens and things like that. But the point is, I'm doing it because I knew that my body was feeling weaker and not right. And so I'm just trying something new that hopefully is going to put my body back into balance, so I start to feel stronger, I start to feel better, etc. So that's just one little thing that I'm doing in my life. What are you doing in yours? So I really want you to be thinking about that and trying to take ownership for it, because if we don't take ownership for it and we know we're in a weakened state, whether that be spiritually, mentally or physically, we get into victimhood type energy. The lion is not a victim. Now, doing something to help ourselves can also just be a case of putting our hands up and saying, I need help. That's actually one of the strongest actions you can take, that actually, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. I do need help. I do need assistance here, rather than keeping it all in. Yeah. So becoming the luminous warrior. Let's now turn to the Ashtar energy and see what wants to come through, wanting to honour the fact that we have this connection to the Sirius star and also Orion's belt. So this new Ashtar bottle, look how gorgeous that is. We've had it created with this beautiful gold etching now. So you might not be able to see what it says, but I'll tell you what it says. It says Commander Ashtar, Galactic Federation, the Platinum Ray. So this Lion's Gate, we're working with a number of different colour frequencies. We're obviously working with the colour orange and red and yellow, because that's all that fiery Leo energy. Quite obvious that those would be colours to tune into for Lion's Gate. But also the galactic energy coming in with this beautiful platinum. I would also add silver and gold to that as well. Okay, so let's just first off spray the Ashtar energy. And the first thing I want to say is that his energy feels much closer than last time I tried to connect with his energy. Ashtar isn't an energy that I connect with every single day. It's interesting because he's saying because you don't need to, and what he's telling me to say to you is that, for example, myself, but also I'm sure many of you, he's saying, you know what your mission is. You know what your mission is. You've been sent out to do it. You're doing a good job. He said you can check in anytime you need to or you need support. But ultimately, it's this energy of go on, get out there and do it. You know, you're coming from a galactic heritage. I have got a Syrian heritage galactically, and it's like, you know what you're here to do. You're doing fine. You don't need to keep popping in every 10 minutes to be. There's nothing about Ashtar or Metatron, to be honest, but particularly Ashtar, which is sort of, you need to keep checking in every 5 minutes for guidance or information, because those that truly are connected to the Ashtar energy tend to be pretty strong galactic warriors anyway. And he's also saying leaders and uniters. So it's this energy of being a commander. Okay, a commander is given their instructions and then they are expected to get on and do it. I've got Metatron coming saying no matter what. It seems to be a common mantra for both of them. Okay, I'm going to pull one card from the Starseed Oracle by Rebecca Campbell, more than anything just to prompt maybe a question to Ashtar, or let's just see what we get anyway. Okay, so we've got Ashtar's energy. There's also something, though, even though he just sort of sends you out there to get on with it, it is a bit like that. It's like he's aware what is going on. So it's as if you were going really off track, and weren't in alignment with whatever the instruction was that you've had before you even, incarnated here, and you agreed to, you would be sort of, you'd get the call back. You'd get the call back to check in. So it's more that, you're called back. That's really interesting. It feels very different from the angelic energies where you can sort of just drop in any time, ask any time, it doesn't matter how small or big. You can with Ashtar too, but it's more that there's the energy of just getting out there and doing it. But when he needs to speak to you, put it this way, when he needs to speak to you, it's almost as though there will be a sign or there will be a call. It actually is a sound. I'm hearing it as a sound frequency. It's not a bell, but it's the only way I can sort of articulate it to you. It feels a metallic sound in nature via like a clanging gong or maybe that clanging gong's not the right way to put it because that's a reference to the Bible, which can be misinterpreted by people. It's just like a bell sound. What is this? You got the love. It says Hadrian energy, codependency and boundaries. Yeah, perfect. Because this is the point. I'm not saying that you've got a codependent relationship with the angels. I don't have a codependent relationship with the angels. But I think there is a danger sometimes that when an energy is too all-encompassing, here whenever you need me, we can lean on them too much. And the Metatron energy is very much, you can turn to me, but we'll put it this way, I've always said this, if you take one step, he will then help you take the next two. But if you don't even take a step forward, he's not going to do it for you because that is not the energy of a master teacher. He's not going to do it for you. You have to help yourself. And it's like it's even more so with this energy of Ashtar because there's no codependency allowed, You're a commander. It's like you are of the galactic command. So you don't need to be babysat, basically. Boundary. There's a boundary there. The Hadrian energy, oh, come on. Look what's on the... Come on. Can't believe it. Look what's on the bottom of the deck. Can you see that? It actually says baby steps. I truly had not seen that that's what that card said. Baby steps. I say this all the time with Metatron, but it's coming through with Ashtar as well. Baby steps. Action. Follow your intuition before it makes sense. I love that card. There's a really strong energy of just get out there, get on with it. Get on with it. These are times of getting on with it. I'll channel him in a moment. I just want to show you this card. That person is standing before that gateway, Lion's Gateway, not necessarily knowing what is to occur, not necessarily knowing how it's going to pan out, not knowing how the mustard seed is going to grow, not knowing how the miracle is going to come in. There is a simplicity. There is, when I say an emptiness, it's a good emptiness in terms of you haven't already filled the cup half full with what your expectation is of what's going to happen. You're coming at life and you're coming at the gateway with no expectations, with a surrendered state, basically. It's really beautiful. And you're taking baby steps towards it. Okay, let's just flow into a bit of Ashtar now. Big upgrade to the throat chakra coming in. And you saw what I did, big upgrade to the crown chakra coming in. So it's particularly these two chakras that Ashtar is showing me. The voice, a commanding voice. Did I start this video by talking about let's hear you roar? There's something here, again, about the voice. That your voice needs to be heard. That there is authority in the voice, that there is wisdom in the voice, that there is clarity in the voice, that there is power in the energy of the voice. These are not times to hide away and remain silent in the face of what you see being wrong, for example. But there is a difference, he's saying, between that and lecturing people. We see a lot of people lecturing and telling others what to do and what they should think. This is more about just allowing your truth to be expressed in the most opportune way, he's saying. So rather than just hiding away what you really feel or think in some sort of like darkened little corner of the internet where no one's going to see it, and it's not your channel and it's not your page and it's not your post and it's probably hidden in 500 other messages, so it's safe to do it. No, say it on your page. Say it on your channel. Say it in your family. Say it in your community. Say it in your group. There's a lot of people like, oh no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to take ownership. I want to hide away behind somebody else. I'm seeing the energy of like, people hiding underneath a mother's skirt. Oh, no, no, no. These are not times for that, Ashtar is saying. These are times for my commanders to come up and speak their truth clearly, with love, with resonance. And those that are meant to hear will hear, and those that don't, won't. And to let go of the fear of what others will say. Others are going to say it anyway. The message will be heard by those that need to hear it. The time for playing small is over. Really feeling this at the throat. At the crown and the upper chakras. Yeah, just a beautiful influx of platinum light that wants to come through. And where does that platinum light want to go? Let's just feel into that. Feels as though it's flowing into structure. So obviously physical structure within the body would be bones. It was 1 minute and 11 seconds as I said that, as I'm recording. Won't show that on the playback because I've added my little bit of music at the beginning, but there was something there about the energy of 111 or 1110 or whatever. So be the one, be the one. Allow this platinum light to flow through you. Connect into the energy of Ashtar. Put yourself on the map. Let your radar be seen. Let your light be seen. Start flashing that light, in terms of I'm here, I'm making a difference. I'm doing whatever I'm, being called to do. Okay, so Ashtar, for the people that are watching, keep showing me a bell. And this time he's showing me a massive bell. And it's like it's ringing out, really ringing out. Like they ring out bells in, they do it near me actually at an abbey or priory we've got. They ring out the bells for a celebration or a wedding. Or sometimes it can also be the opposite, for a death maybe. But, the big bells, when they ring out, they reverberate. I'm just hearing the energy of reverberation and resonance. Reverberation and resonance. And I can't help but think, is that also linked into the reverberation and resonance of geophysical things, earthquakes, etc., that may be happening too? Okay, sorry, I've got a card here, but I'll go to that in a moment. It shows the blue flame. It says spontaneous awakening, activation and integration time. But before I lose what I was just about to say, what Ashtar is saying is that for example, when there's an earthquake, now I know it's all well and good for me to say this because I live in the UK, we don't have massive earthquakes, but everything reverberates, everything resonates. There's something about if the floor right now was moving underneath me and, you could feel it, or even if you're hundreds or thousands of miles away, but you're feeling a faint echo of it. That's, of course, what animals pick up. Try as much as you can to connect that shaking of the ground with the birth of new earth, with it being a contraction. So the energy of, as I always talk, a baby being born, when the mother is contracting and there can be an energy of fear because the pain is very severe, that's what you don't want to link into, the energy of fear, or something's about to go wrong, I can't do it. What you want to be linking into is, this is shaking and moving and hurting, but there is a beautiful result that is about to come from it if I can just get through this. And you can and you will, with divine support. We've got the energy of the blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation and integration time. It's a doorway, it's a gateway. That's where we are. That's what this Lion's Gate is about. That's why this Lion's Gate is important. It is activating and it's awakening many, many people. If you're already awake and activated, well, you're going to be deeper awake and deeper activated. But there are people that are really waking up now on our earth, big time. And it's going to be accelerated. It's going to be pushed through no matter what. And this August in particular is really important for that. I'm saying this August because Lion's Gate ends around August the 12th, but I'm feeling the whole of August. And then we're into September, and of course we're into eclipses, aren't we? Okay, I think I'm nearly done. I want to just show you a few things that I've got here on this grid. This is a beautiful card. Look at that. Okay, so this is what I'm encouraging you to do, to waken the lion within you, and also waken the luminous warrior within you. This is very earthy, very shamanic. And also awaken the galactic warrior within you. Yeah? Put it this way. The lion who leads his pack, the lioness who leads his pack, they are not looking around the whole time at what everyone else is doing. They are just getting on with it. There is an energy here of just getting on with it. Okay? There is an energy of just get on with it no matter what. Chop wood, carry water through these times of transformation. I will also show you these cards because I think they're very beautiful. This is from Guardian of the Night deck by MJ Cullinane. She's got beautiful lions in her deck, and they are, get this, they're the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. Aren't they beautiful cards? King of Wands and Queen of Wands. And we've got the sunflowers as well, the representation of joy and happiness, etc. And then the Two of Wands shows them both together. So I also feel as though there's going to be a bit of a shaking of the heart. An awakening of the heart. I mean, this feels very twin flame as well, does it not? If you don't resonate with twin flame, take it into just general meanings of love, deeper love, unity linked into relationships, the coming together of two that should be together or need to be together, or it's the time for them to be together, and it might take courage for that to happen, etc. So there's a lot that is going on this Lion's Gate. But I tell you what, more than anything, 1 hour and 6 minutes, I'm feeling the pull of my heartstrings to go into the room next door and see little Leo. So that's what I'm going to go and do now. Because I tell you what, I can just feel I can feel my heart just awakening and opening to this animal's beauty. I'll see if I can get him on camera, but I'm not promising it. So I'm going to say goodbye now, but I'm going to keep the camera rolling in case I can get him in front of the camera. If not, I will put a photograph up and hopefully that will work. But I'm sure you're going to see him in my videos going forward anyway. But look, have a blessed Lion's Gate. Thank you for all of your support. Stay strong. We have all these beautiful guides at our disposal who are overseeing everything. I think in this reading in particular, we had the energy of Jesus coming through, or not Jesus, I'm talking Christ consciousness rather coming through. Joseph of Arimathea we referenced as well. The energy of Avalon and Glastonbury and the heart chakra. We've had Ashtar coming in, we've had Metatron coming in, and also the energy of all these beautiful reds and oranges and yellows. So it's a beautiful world. Have a beautiful Lionsgate. And remember, whatever else is happening out there, hold true to the miracle and the mustard seed, and whatever is transpiring in your life that is good right now, allow that to grow. Please like the video if you have enjoyed it. I will put details below of my Lionsgate offers. I've got a few beautiful bracelets that we're selling in the shop at the moment. Buy 3, get the 4th free, and they're all red and yellow and orange, beautiful crystals. We've got also the fire elemental spray, the base chakra spray, and the Ashtar spray. If you buy those 3 together, you get a free gift. But more than anything, thank you for being here. Your gift is also just giving a little like to this video. Okay, thanks very much. I will keep the cameras running in case I can get him onto camera. Bye-bye for now. Bye. Is he out? I was going to see if I could get him on camera. Probably can't. You can't find him. I have picked him up actually. I was going to wash my hands because I've got oils on them. Has he been a good boy? He's so inquisitive, isn't he? Leo, will you come and say hello on my video? I've been talking about you. Everyone would love to see you. Let me see if I can, see if you'll let me. Have you picked him up yet? Hello, sweetheart. Oh, so much going on, isn't there? Hello. Hello, darling. Yeah. Come on. There we are. You're a good boy. Come on. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Ooh. There we are. This is Mummy's workroom. Yeah, say hello. I'll let him go. Ooh. There we are. Good boy. Good boy. Right, that's Leo. He's first time in the room. Bye everybody. Bye.